What's up, guys? My name's Armando, and today we're going to talk about leads and why they're so important. Personally, this is one of my favorite topics as I oversee this within Route and have helped develop some of these processes for Rosalato as well. As you guys may know, that is our commercial cleaning company. So I'm excited to go through this with you guys and hopefully add value to your company. So let's get started. Let's talk about leads. I think more than anything, let's talk about what leads aren't. Leads are not a prospect. They are not a qualified prospect or a sales qualified lead. Oftentimes we get lead and prospects confused, so I want to make sure that we're able to differentiate the two. A lead in its most simplistic form is an unqualified contact. These contacts could be found in an email list that you have purchased, a person that you have talked to, say at a store, or a business that you have walked into, referrals, phone book, things of that nature, right? It's simply just an unqualified contact. Now, a prospect, on the other hand, is a lead that you have taken through this filter or this ICP that you have created as an organization. So somebody that is a little bit more filtered down that could be a potential paying customer down the road. So a lead, unqualified contact. A prospect is somebody that has gone through your filters, your qualifications in order for them to go down the sales funnel. When it comes to prospects, right, we talked about the ICP or the ideal customer profile. How do you create an ideal customer profile? My favorite way to start this process is to apply the 80-20 rule, also known as your Pareto Principle. What we did was we looked at our book of business and said, all right, perfect. Where is most of our revenue coming from? What the 80-20 rule does is it allows you to see 80% of your revenue coming from 20% of your customers. That's probably the most simplistic and the most foundational way for you to start your ICP is that Pareto Principle. From there, what you're able to do is you can start to add in additional filters or characteristics like who's easiest to work with from an operational standpoint, right? That's something that your operations teams would love you for. And again, it's going to reduce your labor costs down the road as they are easier to manage. From there, what you can do is you can start to add in an additional filter, right? Like customers that are most willing to become advocates for us. In this business, I'd like to believe that that's probably the most important, right? We want to make sure that we're creating advocates or partners in order for us to create more business from that. There's nothing better than word of mouth marketing, right? I'm sure most of us already know that. And then from there, the last filter that we use is the location. So we want to make sure that we're going after prospects that are within our geographical reach. You never want to overextend yourself or burden our technicians or our cleaners by going outside of their area, call it 10, 15 miles or whatever you have set as your limit, and then having to service an account. So to wrap it all up, a lead is an unqualified contact who you are then taking through a filter of criteria or qualifications that you've identified within your ICP or your ideal customer profile. From there, you're turning them into prospects, you're moving them down the sales funnel, and then turning them into opportunities which would then become customers down the road. The more leads that you have, the better chances you have to take them through this filter or your ICP in order for you to start to convert them into prospects, right? The more prospects, again, turn into more paying customers. I know that was a lot to digest, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and then we'll go ahead and address those in the next video. In the next video, what we'll talk about is where these leads are actually coming from, so the actual sources. And I'll go ahead and break down multiple sources, whether it's social media, your Facebook, your Instagram, LinkedIn, your email marketing list, whether it's purchase bar, whatever the case may be. We'll go ahead and dive into all that as a whole, and then hopefully that adds value to your company as well. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure that you subscribe down below. That way you receive notifications when the next video comes out. Talk to you guys soon.